Thank you to BetterHelp for sponsoring this episode. BetterHelp is the world's largest therapy service, and it's 100% online. With BetterHelp, you can tap into a network of over 25,000 licensed and experienced therapists who can help you with a wide range of issues. To get started, you just answer a few questions about your needs and preferences in therapy. That way, BetterHelp can match you with the right therapist from their network. Then you can talk to your therapist however you feel comfortable, whether it's via text, chat, phone, or video call. You can message your therapist at any time and schedule live sessions when it's convenient for you. If your therapist isn't the right fit for any reason, you can switch to a new therapist at no additional charge. With BetterHelp, you get the same professionalism and quality you expect from in-office therapy, but with a therapist who is custom-picked for you, more scheduling flexibility, and at a more affordable price. Get 10% off your first month at BetterHelp.com/thebarn. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/thebarn.
Hello, my name is Jason Lowry.
And I'm Mark Toti.
And this is the Parkland Podcast.
Welcome in for week, is it 11 already?
11 already. Unbelievable.
We're in double digits.
Yeah. And this is our back to school episode. Some of you have already started back to school. Others will start back next week, like myself. My kids started school on Friday. Here's a picture of them. And this year's going to be really special for us, Mark. It'll be the last year that all three kids are in the same building at St. Joe's.
And who's going to high school?
Jonas will be going to high school next year.
And I remember Jonas is just a little fart, and now look at him going to high school.
I know, right? That I think it was like one of those chamber Halloween events, and he was dressed up like a dinosaur, and I remember us coming up to talk to you there.
Oh, and I've seen him at the farmer's market and a few other places. Good kids.
Yeah, he's all right. The other two are awesome too, James and Lucy. So congratulations. You got your first day out of the way. And for those of you that haven't yet, best of luck to you. Coming up on the show today, we will continue that education theme, the first of our education reports with Andy Sherrill. He's the principal at St. Paul Lutheran High School. And then a real treat coming up for you, Ursula Warren, the director of the Farmington Senior Center, one of Mark Toti's many voluntary bosses, right?
She is a wonderful lady. I've known Ursula since basically she moved to town and got a job with the Farmington Chamber, and now she's doing a great job with the Senior Center, and I love serving the meals, and I love delivering the meals there.
And you will probably find yourself wanting to eat a meal there after this interview.
By the way, double thumbs up to my buddy Carl Bollinger, 94 years old, one of the people on my route. Terrific guy.
Hey, there you go. Do you think you could explain to him how a podcast works?
He's a pretty smart guy. I think he would get it, yes.
Hey, want to thank our sponsors for this week's show. That includes Parkland Pharmacy, Nicholson Heating and Air, Discover Farmington, First State Community Bank, Save-A-Lot of the Parkland, John Robinson at Pettis Chrysler Automotive, Subway of the Parkland, and Heimberger Construction. Mark Toti, do you have a Toti-ly awesome radio story that doesn't involve the sale of champions?
It doesn't involve the sale of champions. That one's in the archives for another 3 or 4 episodes, I'm sure. Anyway, let's go back to my very first year of broadcasting Mineral Area College basketball, my very first road trip. It got off to a bad start because I left all my notes and my stat sheets at the Mineral Area College, and we were playing at West Plains. But I went with the team, and Kevin Gray, the coach's nephew, was driving the van, and he said, let's take a shortcut. So we got in the middle of the Mark Twain National Forest, and we realized the shortcut was actually a lost cut because we had no idea where we were at. Anyway, Roy Henson, Roy boy, hello Roy.
Hi Roy.
He was in the front seat with Kevin, and there was one of the guys in the back seat with me that was giving Kevin a hard way to go, and Kevin had a pretty quick temper at the time, and he had enough of it in a very quick manner. And, after about 5 minutes, he told the guy to pretty much mind his own business and shut up. The guy didn't listen, and he kept poking the bear. And finally, Kevin goes, listen, buddy, if you say one more thing, I'm going to jump in the back seat and I'm going to punch you in your face. Well, this guy didn't learn his lesson because he said one more thing. And there in the middle of the Mark Twain National Forest in a van going 40 miles an hour, Kevin Gray jumps over the front seat into the back seat and proceeds to punch this guy in the face. Nobody, in the meantime, is driving the van.
Oh, no.
So, being the quick thinker that he is, Roy Henson, the man, the myth, the legend, jumps over from the passenger side to the driver's side and grabs the wheel and starts steering the van. He did this for about 5 or 6 seconds before Kevin got done punching the guy in the face. And Kevin took back over, and we eventually found our way to the college where Mac played and lost in overtime to West Point. There you go. Roy Henson, driving hero.
Oh, my. For statute of limitations verifications, this was prior to the year 2000, correct?
This is, 1995 or 96.
96. Okay, there you go. That is truly a totally awesome radio story. Subway, eat fresh. Subway of the Parkland. They're in Farmington in the Maple Valley Center. They are in Park Hills, the downtown location, and they're in the Walmart Supercenter in Deloge. Subway is so delicious, and we talked about feeling like Norm from Cheers when you walk into the place. Everybody stops what they're doing when Mark Toti walks into Farmington Subway, right?
Not only do they remember you, I can't say anything special about how they treat me fantastic.
Oh, yeah,
by the way. But they remember you when you come in a second time, a third time, and odds are they're going to remember what you ordered. I go there basically every Friday, and I am lucky because I get to visit with Heather and Jessica and Brianna and Courtney. They are just so wonderful. Mike and Jake, you have done so many good things.
Yeah.
Not only there at the Subway stores, but in the community. But maybe the best thing you did was hire those 4 girls because they put the cuss in customer service.
Don't forget about the footlong pretzel, the footlong churro, and the footlong cookie, all available at your local Subway in Farmington in the Maple Valley Center, in downtown Park Hills, and in the Walmart Supercenter. Subway.
By the way, those girls all deserve a big pay raise, Mike.
There you go. Eat fresh.
Parkland Pharmacy is out to prove that local independent pharmacy is alive and well. We work hard at giving you an excellent experience every time you come to see us. We love what we do, and we would love to take care of you. There's no need to be frustrated with your health care. If you're tired of what your pharmacy is not doing for you, then stop waiting in line and come see us today. We have 6 locations across Southeast Missouri, so Google us to find the store nearest you or visit parklandrx.com. Parkland Pharmacy is a local pharmacy at its finest.
Time to check news now. News is brought to you by First State Community Bank. They have 3 Farmington locations to serve you. They're in downtown, the corner of Washington and Karsh, and in the Maple Valley Center. Business checking, digital banking, every kind of service you need to be successful is available at First State Community Bank. Success starts here. Member FDIC, online at fscb.com.
It's the memories made during a weekend with the girls, a family adventure, or a Sunday stroll in historic downtown. At First State Community Bank, we have a strong passion for small business owners and the students and families who live, work, and play here. Our passion for them runs deep because this is our community too. First State Community Bank. Success starts here.
A DeSoto man is dead following a shooting this past Wednesday near the Bonne Terre Family Fun Center. According to the Highway Patrol, a St. Francis County Sheriff's deputy tried to pull over a vehicle near Old Orchard Road when the driver failed to yield and a pursuit ensued. According to the deputy, their patrol car had been rammed by the suspect's vehicle. Shots had been fired and the suspect had been struck. The suspect was treated at a local hospital and later died. The investigation continues under the direction of the Highway Patrol.
St. Francis County deputies patrolling north of Bonne Terre conducted a traffic stop Wednesday afternoon on the parking lot of the Dollar General on Berry Road. A search of the vehicle revealed approximately 1 pound of crystal methamphetamine, cocaine, crack cocaine, and fentanyl.
Doug Calvert is stepping down from his position as the police chief of Bonne Terre to become the city's first director of public safety. Mayor Eric Schoenhardt says he'll coordinate all city, county, state, and federal agencies in case of an emergency, and he'll basically be the point man for anything related to safety and security in Bonne Terre.
The impeachment proceedings continue involving Deloge Mayor Pete Pasternak. At this week's Deloge Board of Aldermen meeting, the city officially hired a prosecutor and judge for those proceedings, and they will continue at the September board meeting.
And there was a huge ribbon cutting at Mineral Area College this past Thursday. It took place at the new tech building. We were fortunate enough to catch up with MAC President Dr. Joe Gilgore during the ceremony. Mineral Area College President Dr. Joe Gilgore joining us now on the Parkland podcast. And Dr. Gilgore, Thursday was a big day for Mineral Area College and your new technology center with the big ribbon cutting.
Yeah, it's something we've been looking forward to a long time. You know, we've got this industry and technology center that's 80,000 square feet. We added 20,000 with this automotive program. Kind of finishes off the building. It's something we've been talking about since, it's been talked about since before I was here. And then 2021, it really picked up a lot of pace. And it's so cool to see it come to fruition.
What's the future look like for this? Because I know there's room to grow, room to expand. There's a lot of potential here.
Well, you know, our goal at Mineral Area College is to be the first choice for any kind of technical and workforce training especially. So, you know, whether you want to be a nurse or a police officer or a welder or work in HVAC or automotive, we want to be the place people choose first. And we feel like we've got in Southeast Missouri, in this region, a great population of students, high school and non-traditional, that want to take that next step. Maybe after they go to one of our great local career centers, maybe after they go to those, they want to move on and maybe get a certification or something and then get job placement here. That's what we want to be. Instead of relocating to a different part of Missouri and paying more, by the way, they can stay right here with their families and keep their families local, keep our economy growing, keep our societies growing, our communities. Because a lot of times they go to those other technical colleges, which some of them are fantastic, by the way. I'm not discouraging those, but they get job placements, they get placed places, and they don't come back. And you know, that's obviously an opportunity people can take if they want, and they'll have that opportunity here as well. But we want to give them a local chance to come and get educated and get exposed to some local industry. If they want to stay local, they can do that right here.
You had a great turnout. I know that had to make you happy.
Absolutely. You know, our Industry and Technology Center ribbon cutting was probably our best turnout ever. I think there were 300-some people there. This one is a big one too. And so it's exciting to see the community come out and support this. It's something that the community's been telling us they've wanted for a long time. And so we're happy to be able to be a part of that. And hopefully we continue to grow and continue to offer trainings and meet the community needs.
How many different kinds of classes are here?
Oh my gosh, there are so many. In this building alone, there's machine tools, manufacturing, construction's a big program, automotive. We're going to have fiber optics starting soon. Well, I'm probably leaving a couple out. Then right next door, we've got welding, HVAC. We've done a really big expansion of tech programs in the last 5 years that MAC really didn't offer on site. We did a lot of articulated credit and things like that. But having it right here, we can do our own trainings, is really important.
What's next for the college? Any big things on the horizon?
There's always something big at Mineral Area College. So, you know, we've got a lot going on. We just passed our bond in April, so we've got a lot of projects happening with that. But as far as academic programs, the grant that paid for this auto tech program, we're putting in that same grant application next month, and it's for auto body. And so we would add another facility just to the north of this one that allows for auto body. It's probably about the same size. Let's have a paint booth. And again, just like the automotive industry local, our dealers and our shop leaders told us they needed this program. Our auto body guys are saying the same thing. And so, you know, that's kind of hopefully that gets approved. We'll find out next spring and start construction and just keep on growing.
It's a heck of a partnership between the college and the community.
Absolutely. You know, we're a community college and we take that word very seriously. We like to serve the community and get input from the community. And all of our programs, including this auto tech one, has advisory boards of professionals and industry around that help us make sure we've got the best program we can possibly have from the experts around the area. And so it's a great partnership in the community, and I think the turnout at some of these events really shows that.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Mark.
All right, job well done by Mineral Area College with the big ribbon cutting on Thursday for the new Technology Center. I'm Mark Toti for the Parkland Podcast.
And that's your news, brought to you by First State Community Bank. Again, 3 locations in Farmington, the big downtown location, Washington and Karsh Boulevard, and the Maple Valley Center. You can get business checking, digital banking, whatever you need to be successful. Remember, at First State Community Bank, success starts here. Member FDIC, online at fscb.com. Heimberger Construction has been in business since 1978, and they are so good at what they do. You can see the work at heimbergerconstruction.com. What a great website. And Mark, a lot of their success revolves around the Butler buildings that they use.
Those are basically the best metal building systems in the market, the only buildings that have a pre-punched roof system and standard 360-degree roof seam for their standing seam roof. And you also get the expertise of Jenny Heimberger. I've seen this girl. I've known Jenny for a long time, and I have seen her in action dealing with customers, and it's amazing the attention she pays to detail, and that shows up in the many different buildings, not just in this area, but throughout the Midwest that they've helped put together.
Locally, Griffin Automotive, beautiful building in Bonne Terre. They did the Paramel glass expansion where they basically doubled the size of the glass factory. That's the new part that they built there in Park Hills. Crown Valley Winery, that place is so beautiful. What a great job they did there. And the veterinary clinic of the mineral area in Farmington. And it's not, again, not just local. They've done stuff everywhere.
And by the way, they also help put in an elephant house at Grant's Farm in St. Louis. If you're going to make elephants happy, you got to know what you're doing.
HeimbergerConstruction.com, the website, 573-431-4387. Check them out today. Heimberger Construction, proud sponsor of the Parkland podcast.
Hi folks, John Robinson here at Pettis Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Supercenter right here in Farmington. You know, I want to take a minute here to invite everybody out. My role has kind of switched. I decided to take on a new role, 33 years in the car business and management, and I'm kind of stepping back a little bit, but what I'm doing is I'm helping, I want to serve all the people that come in and ask for me. I'll handle the whole process from A to Z right here. So no running back and forth. It's going to be easy. We've got just about anything that anybody is looking for, and if we don't have it in a vehicle, I'll get it. I'll find it. So my cell phone is 573-701-8002. You can call me or text me at any time. I'll promptly respond 7 days a week, 24/7 if I'm awake. So just come on out and see me. I'll be glad to help you. It'd be my privilege to serve you. Put all my years of experience to work for you. So come on out once again. Pettis Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Supercenter, Fairgrounds exit just north of Farmington.
Birthdays and anniversaries are brought to you by Nicholson Heating and Air. Fast, reliable, and transparent. That's the Nicholson way. You can call them anytime, anywhere at 756-3599 or schedule that appointment online at callnicholson.com. Mark.
Imagine a home where every season feels just right. At Nicholson Heating and Air in Farmington, we turn that dream into your everyday reality. From frosty winters to sizzling summers, our expert team ensures your home stays perfect. Plus, with our easy financing options, comfort is more affordable than ever. Don't wait. Visit callnicholson.com or stop by our Farmington location today. Nicholson Heating and Air, where your comfort is our command.
Toti, who are your birthdays for Monday, August 19th?
Well, before we get to a Monday birthday, I want to send a shout out to Elizabeth Savage and her family. We wished her a happy birthday last week, but I talked to her sister, Miss Allie, who refers to me as Brad Pitt Sr. I'll pay you next week on that one. Yeah. But anyway, she says they all listened to it together on the podcast as a family, and they all cried.
Oh,
because Miss Elizabeth is now in Oklahoma and going to school there. But they all sat down and listened to it as a group, and I thought that was kind of nice.
That is awesome. Yeah. Congratulations and best of luck.
Alyssa Snyder-Lewis, happy birthday, young lady. I've known her for a couple of years. She was a terrific gal when I first met her. Now she's a terrific mama. I hope you have a wonderful birthday.
I got Shauna Hahn wishing a happy birthday to you from all your kids and your husband. Also, Jared Pettis, the sports director at KFMO. Way to go, Jared. Happy birthday to you. Randy Carricker, another one of our radio buddies. He's on the opening drive on 101 ESPN in St. Louis. And Tiffany Lynn, the middle school counselor at Herculaneum, celebrating a birthday on Monday. How about Tuesday, August 20th?
Really, the only birthday that we have, as far as my list goes, is Lonnie Sheldon, who coached Fredericktown basketball for over 2 decades that I know of. I know he took them to the Final Four at least once back in the day, and he was just an all-around great guy to work with. Then he went and sold cars for a while with Parker Banks and Barrett Jitson. Now he's just living the good life. So, Coach Lonnie, happy birthday to you, buddy.
Happy birthday. Also, a happy birthday on Tuesday to Jessica Hinkle. Hope you're having an awesome birthday. What about Wednesday, the 21st?
Wednesday, my good buddy Mark Fishbeck celebrates a birthday. Mark, a guy named Darren Bauer, and I comprise maybe not the best outfield ever in slow pitch softball in Farmington history, but we talk more trash and more smack than anybody else. I'm not sure who talked the most trash, whether it was Mark, Darren, or me, but we were all three pretty good. If we played softball as well as we talked trash, we'd have won every game.
Happy birthday to the chef, Mr. Derek Kaufman, instructor of the culinary program at Unitech Career Center. Happy birthday, Derek, from your beautiful kids and your wife. Thursday, August 22nd, who you got?
Somebody that is near and dear to my heart, one of the nicest ladies you'll ever meet, Nancy Kreckler. Happy birthday to you, mother of Jeff Kreckler. She does a lot of good things for St. Paul Lutheran Church. I know she delivers meals for the Farmington Senior Center and gets involved in a lot of other really good things as well. The man, the myth, the legend, the insurance agent, my insurance agent, Chris Morrison, celebrates a birthday. Like a good neighbor, Chris Morrison is there. Stop by his office, downtown Farmington. Text him, Facebook, post him. Let him know you heard about his birthday on the Parkland podcast.
Please.
Jeff Owens, happy birthday to you. Pretty good football player back in the day. A really big dude as well. I have a story about him that I can't tell on the podcast because it involves language, but he's a heck of a good guy. My good buddy and yours too, Tom Ladd, celebrating a birthday. Tom's a member of the Missouri Sports Broadcasting Hall of Fame. He got his start working at J98 Radio. I hired him back in the
one of these
late
days,
1980s.
We need to do like a most successful person that we've worked with kind of thing. I bet you he's right there at the top.
He might be right there at the very top. And Leanne Franklin, married to Chris.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to you, Leanne, from your family.
Lizette Berry, host of the longtime running radio program Under Control, used to be on Sunday nights on B104. Loved working with Lizette. She put so much hard work into that show and got a lot of bands exposure before they got big. She was really good at doing that. Happy birthday to her. John Barnett, a West County legend, a cancer survivor. What an inspirational guy this dude is. John, glad you got another birthday and you're able to share that with us. Happy birthday to you. And retired North County and West County teacher Cindy Rawson, Mrs. Rawson, happy birthday to you on Thursday. How about Friday, August 23rd?
Friday, just a couple of birthdays to pass along to you. Anita Gray, happy birthday to you from your husband and your kiddos and all of your family. She's a very nice person. And Teresa Triplet Keddy, celebrating a birthday. We helped to organize a fundraiser a couple of years ago for the Life Center, and by saying we, I mean her, and I just got up there and was the MC and did whatever she told me to do. But she's an awesome gal. Happy birthday to you, Teresa.
Happy birthday on Friday to Darlene Weber, longtime St. Francis County Fair Board member. She's the one with the checkbook, so that's who you want to suck up to.
I like her.
Yeah. And Darlene, awesome lady, worked for many, many years in the local bank scene, now retired and focusing on grandkids. How about Saturday, August 24th?
Well, we mentioned a happy birthday for Nancy Kreckler back earlier this week. On Saturday, it's Sheila Kreckler, Jeff's wife, celebrating a birthday. Jeff's going to spend a lot of money this week on birthday gifts, but Sheila is well worth it. Happy birthday to you, young lady. Happy birthday to Paula Klimp from your family. And my good buddy for many, many years, Cindy Danley, celebrates a birthday. She always reminds me of the time about 15 years ago when I wished her a happy birthday on the radio and told everybody on the air that she has a real love for firemen because they know how to roll out their hoses.
Whoa!
And that's all we'll say about that.
I mean, if they couldn't be firemen, right? Because you have to take care of those hoses. They're very expensive.
Strictly a professional observation.
Yeah, absolutely. Happy birthday, Saturday, August 24th to Colt Thorne. He's 14. That's from your mom and your dad dad. Hope it's a great day for you, buddy. Craig Zabriskie, a North County legend and master fisherman, with a birthday on Saturday. Happy birthday to him. One of many's favorite baby boomer performers, Sarah Duckett, celebrating a birthday on Saturday. Happy birthday, Sarah. And Jesse Howard from Parkland Pharmacy. Happy birthday to you, Jesse, from your very handsome husband and kids.
Happy birthday wishes going out to Jessica Horton.
Yeah!
She is the president this year of the Farmington Regional Chamber of Commerce. A big thank you to her husband, by the way, too, Jeremy. He is releasing his new sauces in different stores around the area, including the Save-A-Lot store. So thank you, Clint Price, for that as well. And they are delicious. If you've ever had the barbecue sauces or the salad dressings at Bailey Joe's Barbecue, they are now available in a bunch of area stores, and he was nice enough to provide us with a couple of those, so we do appreciate that. Jeremy, Jessica, happy birthday to you from Jeremy and from your daughter Lily, who is a real sweetheart. We hope you have a great day. Katie Mel, happy birthday to you from all your friends at St. Paul Lutheran Church. Meredith Ludicky celebrating a birthday on Sunday. She does a great job with the Help the Hungry Bake Sale in Farmington. Casey Patterson, happy birthday wishes to you from your mom and dad, your husband, and now your new little baby. And happy birthday to Rosalie Hobson of Park Hills, who is turning 8. That's a birthday wish from your mom, who says you are an absolute sweetheart, just a real wonderful daughter. She's going into the 2nd grade at Central Elementary, and her teacher will be Mrs. McFarland, who's also a pretty good gal.
Yeah.
Mom works at Parkland Pharmacy, by the way, one of our many sponsors for the podcast. So happy birthday to you, young lady, Miss Rosalie. We hope it's a great day.
That's awesome. Birthdays or anniversaries brought to you by Nicholson Heating and Air. Fast, reliable, and transparent. That's the Nicholson way. 756-3599. I love to shop at Save-A-Lots of the Parkland, Bonne Terre, DeSoto, Potosi, Park Hills, Farmington. And they're always doing a great job of bringing in neat specialty items, especially local items. And they are going to start selling something that is really good, courtesy of our friends at Bailey Joe's.
Yeah, that's going to be really neat. I would imagine if you're hearing this or watching this podcast, that you could go to Save-A-Lot right now, any of the different locations, and pick up some great sauces, barbecue sauces, the salad dressings from Bailey Joe's Barbecue. And you know, if it's from Bailey Joe's, it's going to be really good. You can pick them up now at your area Save-A-Lot stores. Love going in there. Not only do they have a great selection of all of the different food items you need for your family, the people are so nice to deal with, and that really makes a difference with me.
I had the hickory barbecue sauce last night on some steak meat, and I was really jealous when you left with the Italian dressing.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Oh, no, that's okay. I know how much you love salad and salad dressing.
And Italian.
Yeah, all of the above. Save-A-Lot has that special 5 for $24.99 deal. Great way to save on stuff for your meals. And, of course, they have butchers in every shop. They do amazing work in the grocery store and in your community, and that's why you should check them out. Save-A-Lots of the Parkland, Bonne Terre, DeSoto, Potosi, Park Hills, and Farmington.
They said it couldn't be done. They said the world would never accept a cookie this long, or pretzel, and probably not a churro. They also said, under no circumstances should those really long and delicious treats be wildly affordable. Then we said, but we already made them, and they are. Introducing the incredible new foot-long sidekicks. Get one at Subway today.
Time to check the events page. That's sponsored by Discover Farmington. More than you ever imagined. DiscoverFarmingtonMo.com allows you to find out about entertainment, dining, outdoor activities, wineries, and more. And, of course, they have all the information about this year's Blues, Brews, and Barbecue on September 20th and 21st.
Farmington, Missouri, your destination for a perfect weekend getaway. Dine in at one of our quality restaurants or visit one of our surrounding wineries. Farmington offers a variety of parks and other recreational leisure time activities. See some sights, have some fun, and go wherever your heart takes you. Sounds like a lot of fun, so get a room and stay a while. All this and more awaits you just 60 miles south of St. Louis. Discover Farmington today.
All right, Mom's Cafe offering up a free meal on Wednesday starting at 5:30 at the Memorial United Methodist Church in Farmington.
You can join me for a trivia night to help out the Mineral Area College Art Club Saturday, August 31st at 6 p.m. at the Mac Tech building. And then don't forget about the Deloge Labor Day Picnic. That's happening Friday, August 30th through Monday, September the 2nd. And we'll be giving you a lot more information next episode about that big event.
How can you go wrong with Hot Dibbity Dog?
Yeah.
It's at the Water Park, September 3rd, starting at 5 o'clock, $5 per dog. Proceeds go to the Farmington Pet Adoption Center.
You can check out a 70s party September 6th at 7 o'clock at Four Towns Brewery in downtown Park Hills. That will benefit the Mineral Area Walk to End Alzheimer's.
Kettle Beef Dinner, September 7th from 4 to 7 at the Farmington Senior Center. And the John Thomas Memorial Scholarship Fundraiser is that same day at St. Paul Elementary School.
Learn to Paddle. That's happening at St. Joe State Park, and there's two different dates, September 14th and October 12th. Just $5 to participate, and you can register online at mostateparks.com/learn2 paddle.
And a couple of events that Discover Farmington is a big part of. One is Blues, Brews, and Barbecue, September 20th and 21st. Mojo Rising and the Blue Moon Blues Band on Friday. Brad Allen Band, Soulard Blues Band, Casimu Taylor's Doc Dixon, Marquise Knox, and Albert Castiglia all performing on Saturday. There's going to be food trucks, a barbecue contest, and craft beer vendors. Also, Discover Farmington helping to put on a Roaring 20s celebration, 100 years at Long Memorial Hall. Mark your calendars for October 19th for when that will take place. And if you want more information, go to the Discover Farmington website.
100 years for Long Memorial Hall.
I was just a kid when that place came around.
There you go. Find out about these events and more by going to discoverfarmingtonmo.com. You can also book a wedding or a day trip. Find out about how you can take advantage of some of those trips that take you to multiple wineries across the beautiful countryside that we have here. Again, discoverfarmingtonmo.com, the place to go. And don't forget about Blues, Brews, and Barbecue on September 20th and 21st in Farmington. Parkland Pharmacy is local pharmacy at its finest. They're in Deloge, Farmington, Fredericktown, Ironton, Piedmont, and Greenville. And we tell you all the time, and we might be a broken record, but we tell you all the time because it's totally true. Mark and I are customers. We see how they treat us. We see how they treat the employees. What a great place to work and a great place to do business.
I feel real welcome every time I go in there. I was in there just this past week to get a prescription filled, and the young lady that waited on me greeted me, said, by the way, I'm a big fan of your podcast. So, Miss Corey, thank you so much for that. We got your daughter's birthday on the radio, but it's just so fun to go into a store where you really feel like you matter and do a little shopping when you're at the Farmington location, because they have all the different medications you could want. They have toothpaste. They even have trash bags sitting back in the corners. They've got a little bit of everything at Parkland Pharmacy.
And when it comes to navigating the differences in new insurances, I know I think ours just got updated recently. Man, Parkland Pharmacy is so good at that. They work with the providers. They work with the doctor's offices so well, and that is to make sure that you get the best customer service you can. Parkland Pharmacy, Deloge, Farmington, Fredericktown, Ironton, Piedmont, and Greenville, proud sponsor of the Parkland Podcast.
Let's start off our education reports now here on the Parkland Podcast, and we're going to begin with St. Paul Lutheran High School in Farmington, Missouri. We have their fine principal with us here on the show this morning. That's Mr. Andy Sherrill. Good morning, Andy. How are you?
Hey, good morning, man. I'm great. The only principal St. Paul Lutheran High School has ever known. What year are we going into? 13.
You've been there 13 years now.
Wow, the high school's been there 13. Andy, how long have you been involved with St. Paul schools?
Oh, well, since birth, pretty much.
Right.
I took so I've been teaching at St. Paul now for one of the two schools for 18 years.
And Yeah, a lot of experience, I believe, for your mom, right?
Yeah. Mom is combined. We're at 71, I think. This is 53 for her.
Your mom is St. Paul.
Yeah. She's
no doubt about
she's
it.
a legend, that's for sure.
So school's underway. How have the first couple of days of school gone for you?
That's been great. We have a new school. New school year kind of creates a new flavor every time, and trying to figure out what that looks like. We have a good group of seniors, a lot of new kids in the building this year, record enrollment again for us. So trying to make sure everybody's in the right places and got the computers at work and all that stuff is kind of what we've been doing. But things looking really good.
I think one of the most exciting things about St. Paul right now, along with this benefit that we're going to be talking about momentarily, is the fact that you are really knee-deep in the planning process for a new location.
Yeah, that's right. So we have that official. It's done. We know where it's going to be. It's going to be on what I used to call Old 67. I don't know. I think it's the East Outer Road.
East Outer Road, yes, correct
thing. But there's 26 acres there just out north of Farmington. That will be the new site of our school, and we begin to plan now, and we should have some fundraising opportunities for that beginning before the end of this calendar year.
How are the class sizes right now at St. Paul? Do you have like a group, maybe sophomores, juniors, bigger than the others? How's that looking?
Yeah, so our junior class is the biggest. We have 22 in our junior class, which is pretty big for us. I think there are 18 seniors, and our freshman class is actually the smallest class this year, but and just for a factor of reasons, I don't know. There's a couple of kids that didn't come kind of last minute, but it kind of fluctuates between 15 and 20.
Now, part of the St. Paul Lutheran High School experience is you kind of get to customize your class choices outside of the cores, obviously a little bit. Talk a little bit about how you work and try to find things that fit what your students are interested in.
Sure, yeah. So we really leverage the community. I guess maybe that's not the right word to use. We tap into resources.
Yes.
That are available in a lot of different areas. So if a kid tells us that they're interested in welding, we have welding classes that they can do. We kind of do internships with local businesses. Kids can go to Unitech. That started a couple of years ago. We have 2 students that are in the new automotive class at Mineral Area College that just had their ribbon cutting. So two of their first students are going to be our juniors from our school. And we have kids that go to Farmington High School for several classes. So we really want kids to understand, like, getting a job at the end of high school is the easiest thing you can do right now. It's not hard to go get a job. We want them to get a career. We want them to get a vocation that is based on the gifts that God has given them. And for some, that's college. For some, that's not. But, there's good jobs. There's neat jobs in this area. We take them on tours of local industries. We're on the Industry and Education Council. There's so much going on right now to help kids understand that we want them to be in something that they love to do so that they can get a great career and not just a job prepped place.
Before we talk about the big fundraiser coming up on September 7th, I believe folks think of St. Paul as a Farmington school, but in reality, nothing could be further from the truth considering where the kids are coming from.
Yeah, this year we have kids coming from 7 different school districts. So from Fredericktown to Potosi, up to Kingston. We've got kids from the north side of the county, pretty much all over the place. It's very regional. It is Lutherans as a congregation membership are minority at our school. It is not just for Farmington kids or Lutheran kids or rich kids. Like our demographic looks like our county very much.
Well, this is what we brought you here to talk about. As you talk about turning tragedy into triumph, that is what's coming up with a big fundraiser on September 7th.
Yeah, so we lost John Thomas to cancer a couple years ago, and when you talk about great people in the world, you start with the Thomas family. I think there's no argument there. And John was a great supporter of our school, a lifelong member of St. Paul Lutheran Church. And his family has created a scholarship fund in his name for kids that are members of St. Paul Church. And we got a big picnic coming up. It's a cornhole tournament. It's just all kinds of things. Really one, to celebrate the life of John, to let his family know that we love him and care and we miss him dearly, but also to bless people down the line, with some funds that can help their kids get a Lutheran education, which is what John really wanted.
So these scholarships then are for students to attend St. Paul Lutheran High School?
That's correct. Yeah, they're just for the high school, and they are, there's really surprising. A lot of people are surprised at how much there is a need for tuition assistance. It costs $7,000 to come to our school. That's how much we will spend on each student, but on average, people pay about $2,500. So that gap has to be filled somehow, some way. And this is one of the ways that we do it.
Great food is a part.
Oh, yeah. The men get excited, and they have all this smoked chicken, and it's just kind of an unbelievably cool thing. John's older brother, Steve, is kind of leads that pact, and they've been through the tragedy thing more than once. That was my good friend Craig Thomas died of ALS, and there's a scholarship fund in his name for the elementary school.
Great.
This one is for the high school.
What other kinds of things and activities will be happening that day?
Sure. So I think we got all kinds of things, and I'm sure I'm going to mess this up. So I'm hoping I got some notes there, Mark, from John's wife, but. We're going to have a cornhole tournament, and I do. All right. We're going to have a kids area. That'll be new this year. We didn't have that last year, a place for kids to kind of hang out. There will be a beer garden. There's going to be live music. There's going to be a raffle. There's going to be a wall of whiskey, I think, a place to pick up some of those things. There's going to be a silent auction. Some of those silent auctions are they're not like little bitty baskets, legit. Trips, a night in the Blues alumni suite.
Oh, wow.
Just kind of amazing things that people have put together for this. So it's going to honor John, but, raise some money for some kids.
Nikki and David will be providing some music, and I know you've got some big corporate sponsors like Heimberger Construction and Billy Beard Electric, Expert Fabrication, Graphics, Powder Coating, and Ozark Steel fabricators that you really couldn't do this without them.
Yeah, and that's, when you get those corporate sponsorships, kind of get everything underwritten and all the expenses are taken care of, and then people can know that every dollar, literally, that they would spend on a chicken plate or on a basket or on the cornhole tournament goes straight to scholarship fund. There's no administrative fee taken out of any of this.
This was a big hit last year, wasn't it?
It was, I think, maybe beyond what we thought. But we shouldn't put God in a box, and we shouldn't discount what John Thomas has done for our community. He has a lot of love for that.
Andy Sherrill joining us again. He's the principal of St. Paul Lutheran High School. Let's talk about, we got into it a little bit, some of the extracurricular things you can do if you are a student at St. Paul. I mean, I know, I'm talking to you about this for many years now, sports is probably the first question people ask about. How does that work at St. Paul?
Sure. Yeah, so we, it's surprising me sometimes how much people don't know, but we are a full MISHA member. We play in all local schools pretty much as a part of our scheduling. Obviously, we don't play schools that are going to pound us into the ground every time, but, we play a lot of Class 1 schools. So we have soccer and cross country and volleyball going right now. We have boys and girls basketball in the winter. And then we have co-ops with Farmington. So we have some boys that swim in the fall and girls that swim in the winter. And then listening to our kids, cheerleading has been a thing that they've wanted for several years. So that's probably making a debut this winter. And then in the spring, we have track, which has been really successful for us. In years past, we've had baseball and softball. It just kind of depends on student numbers and interest. And we really do try and listen to the kids and do things that they want to do. And 2 years ago, we started an esports program, which has just been awesome. Just so cool to see kids get involved in that. And we just, honestly, it's really kid-driven.
If folks want to know more about the fundraiser, the John Thomas fundraiser, by the way, we want to say hello to Sherry, John's wife, John's widow. because she's trying to help organize a lot of this from Colorado, and that's not the easiest thing to do. How do folks get more information?
So this should be up on our school website very, very shortly. We were working on the pages yesterday, but I know that there's going to be tons of information on Facebook, on the school's Facebook. There may be a special event for this. I'm not exactly sure. But they can get a hold of us in somehow, some way. It's pretty easy to do these days. But I think there'll be plenty of information on Facebook and on our website.
Very good. And we'll put a link on the Parkland Podcast Facebook page for you, too.
Yeah, I was trying to remember what our website is.
Yeah,
that's in here.
Right.
So if I kept talking long enough, it would come to me, but I'm like,
Actually, yeah, I do that a lot in the classroom, too. I'm trying to think of something. Right. Any new teachers this year at the school to spotlight, or anybody that's maybe got a big anniversary with you, anything like that?
Yeah, we'll very name a lot of people know. John Bacon is siege art for us this year.
Yes.
We're excited to have John in the building, and all of our faculty are kind of part-time, so they come in and fill roles and just get to teach and then get to go home, and that's a neat thing for us to do with them, and so he's kind of doing it at part-time, but we're excited to have John, and everybody else is kind of reloading this year. So,
Andy, you're doing great work out there. Everybody at St. Paul is. We wish you the best of luck with the fundraiser and the school year ahead. And how about those St. Paul Lady Giants basketball?
Yeah, let's go. Right, we've had a great summer getting ready. There'll be 2 Sherrills on the court this year, as Ava is now a freshman and Nia is a senior. So
Nia's going to be one of the team leaders, isn't she?
Yeah. She's really worked hard. We spent all summer traveling around the Midwest watching her play basketball. So it's exciting times.
Very good.
Andy Sherrill, St. Paul Lutheran High School, our first education report right here on the Parkland Podcast. I love to shop at Save-A-Lots of the Parkland, Bonne Terre, DeSoto, Potosi, Park Hills, Farmington. And they're always doing a great job of bringing in neat specialty items, especially local items. And they are going to start selling something that is really, really good, courtesy of our friends at Bailey Joe's.
Yeah, that's going to be really neat. I would imagine if you're hearing this or watching this podcast that you could go to Save-A-Lot right now, any of the different locations, and pick up some great sauces, barbecue sauces, the salad dressings from Bailey Joe's Barbecue. And if it's from Bailey Joe's, it's going to be really, really good. You can pick them up now at your area Save-A-Lot stores. Love going in there. Not only do they have a great selection of all the different food items you need for your family, the people are so nice to deal with, and that really makes a difference with me.
I had the hickory barbecue sauce last night on some steak meat, and I was really jealous when you left with the Italian dressing.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No, that's okay. I know how much you love salad and salad dressing.
And Italian.
Yeah, all of the above. Save-A-Lot has that special 5 for $24.99 deal. Great way to save on stuff for your meals. And, of course, they have butchers in every shop. They do amazing work in the grocery store and in your community, and that's why you should check them out. Save-A-Lots of the Parkland, Bonne Terre, DeSoto, Potosi, Park Hills, and Farmington.
It's the memories made during a weekend with the girls, a family adventure, or a Sunday stroll in historic downtown. At First State Community Bank, we have a strong passion for small business owners and the students and families who live, work, and play here. Our passion for them runs deep because this is our community too. First State Community Bank. Success starts here.
Let's talk some food. Let's talk some activities. Let's talk some seniors. Our numbers on the podcast do tell us there are a lot of people in that age bracket that watch. Welcome back to the Parkland Podcast. We have Ursula Warren, the director of the Farmington Senior Center, with us today. How are you, young lady?
I am well. Thank you for asking. Thank you for having me out today. So cool in here.
We have listeners that are classified as seniors. We have one of the co-hosts that's classified as a senior, so I can relate to that.
I've been getting AARP mail for a number of years now, so I guess I qualify too, right?
You're getting real close.
You're on the way.
You're on the well. I am a member of the AARP, so we're just been there, and that's okay.
Excellent.
There's nothing wrong with being a senior. Do you remember when you were a senior in high school? What a proud moment that was. We need to take that same attitude. Dude, we made it.
That's true. You're going to be so fired up after this interview just from listening to this young lady speak with us. Ursula, Mark and I have interviewed you for many years. I guess you first came to the Farmington community right about 2000.
Mm-hmm.
And with the Farmington Regional Chamber of Commerce. Kind of walk us through, because you've held a few positions in the community over the years, and I think a lot of people maybe know you from this place or that place or that place. Kind of walk us through that.
Absolutely. And interestingly enough, I've lived now in Farmington 24 years, which is, before I moved to Farmington, the longest I've ever lived anywhere was 3. So this is home for me. I feel like I belong here now. So I did come here for the position of the executive director of the Farmington Regional Chamber. I was there a little over 10 years and went to work starting the Parkland Health Center Foundation and as their marketing director at Parkland Health Center. Did that for many years until the 2 hospitals came together, and there just wasn't a need for 2 marketing directors. And so I went to work as the marketing director for Serenity Hospice Care, and I was there for 4 years, moved into the position of their business manager, and then after that, landed at the Farmington Senior Center. It turns out seniors are kind of my people. They're kind of my jam. I like them.
I've been volunteering over there since maybe the beginning of the year or so. It's really opened my eyes to what's going on at the Farmington Senior Center.
Yes, we are so grateful for our volunteers, and we absolutely cannot do what we do without them. We have 6 employees and 60 volunteers, and we need them all. Every one of them is necessary.
Before we go any further, give a shout out to your employees, who they are.
Oh, goodness. My employees, I have the best staff anywhere in the world. I am so thankful for each and every one of them. Paula Gebhardt is our head cook, and she's been with us for 20 years. She's going to retire in October. Sigh, but it's time for her to take care of herself, so we're happy for her. Whitney Mann is going to step into that position, we believe. She is ready. She is our second cook. She's also, we call her baby girl because she's the young one in the bunch. She's only in her 30s. Oh, my goodness.
Just a kid.
She's just a baby. So anyway, she's an amazing cook and a wonderful employee. Judy Clements is our kitchen aide. We call her our Keebler elf. We all have nicknames there, by the way.
Okay.
So the Keebler elf, she does all of the fancy desserts and cookies and celebratory things. She is a Pinterest fanatic, and she's so talented. And we're so thrilled that we have her. And then we have Irma O'Neill, who manages our dining room. She is the hostess with the mostest. She makes everybody feel welcome, loved, and taken care of all day long. That is her job, and she does a fantastic job at it. And then we have Gary Preuss, who is our dishwasher. And Gary is far more than just a dishwasher. I know that is his title, but Gary knows every name of every person in that place. He speaks to every one of them. He comes to work with a smile every day, and at least once a week he tells me, man, I'm glad I work here. He's amazing.
And every time I walk in the door, he goes, you recording the podcast today? Are you recording the podcast today? I listened last week. It was pretty good.
Good. I'm glad we're Gary approved.
He's a fan, definitely.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to get right into the big kettle beef dinner that you've got coming up on Saturday, September 7th. Why this dinner? Why is this so important?
The dinner is important for a number of reasons, but we'll start with the finances. So the Farmington Senior Center runs on a variety of funding sources. Some of them are grants. Some of them are contributions toward the cost of people's meals. Some of them are donations, but we've got to do a ton of fundraising. And so this kettle beef dinner is our final fundraiser of the year, and it's really, really important that we end the year well. Next year's situation looks a little more difficult even than this year. So this is a really important fundraiser for us. It's also a great way to showcase the incredible food that we produce in that kitchen. We cook. We don't heat. We make our food. It is nutritious, it is delicious, and that is, you can prove that by the numbers of our diners. We do dine-in service Monday through Friday. We also home deliver meals to people who are homebound. But our numbers 4.5 years ago when I started, we were closed for COVID. When we reopened, we averaged about 46 people a day dining in with us. And our average now is 92.
Wow.
So they make some great food, and we want to show people what great food that we have and what a fun place that we have. But also, honestly, we serve a lot of people who do not have the ability to pay for their dinners, for their lunches. And so we've got to find ways to raise money to take care of those folks.
By the way, if you really want to see how good the food is, come on Meatloaf Day or Chicken and Dumpling Day, right?
Yeah, so a week from Tuesday is Meatloaf Day. We call it Paula and Whitney's world-famous meatloaf, and that is for a reason, because it is absolutely epic. The place is full. We have to set up overflow tables in the exercise room. There's just every seat is taken on Meatloaf Day because it is truly a thing to behold. It's a huge serving, a huge portion, and it is fabulous.
We have the kettle beef dinner coming up to benefit the Farmington Senior Center on Saturday, September the 7th. And this is afternoon, evening, 4 to 7 p.m., dine in or carry out. Tell us about this awesome menu that people can enjoy this day.
You know, we just like our meatloaf, our kettle beef is absolutely extraordinary, and you're going to love it. And you're definitely going to get your money's worth. So we're going to have wonderful kettle beef served over mashed potatoes with a beautiful beef gravy. There will be vegetables, breads. We're going to have a variety of homemade desserts. Our volunteers are going to bake all the desserts, so you're going to get a nice choice of desserts. We'll have iced tea, coffee, lemonade, anything you want to drink. All of that for $15 a piece if you buy them in advance, $7 for kids 13 and under. And I'm going to tell you that this is worth every dollar. Right? There's no way you're going to get this meal somewhere else for $15. It's an incredible meal, and it's for such a great cause.
How does somebody get a ticket? Can they buy that day?
You know, you can buy that day, but it's going to cost you a little more. It's going to be $18 at the door, and so long as we have tickets left. We're selling 350 tickets to this dinner and no more, because we want to make sure everybody gets a great meal. We don't want to be at the end scraping the bottom of the pot. We want to make sure everybody gets the very best quality meal we can give them. So we've limited our ticket sales to 350. If you want to buy some now, you can stop by the office, the Farmington Senior Center. We're off of Wallace Road, right behind the old hospital. We're back in there in the parking lot back there. Just come on back. We are generally open from 8 until 3. However, next week I'm on vacation, so we'll only be open until 2. But swing by and grab a ticket, or contact one of us, a volunteer or a staff member. We've all got tickets to sell.
What is a typical day like at your facility? Kind of walk us through that.
Okay, well, we start at 4 in the morning cooking. We cook 2 rounds of food. At 4 a.m., our head cook comes in and begins cooking for our homebound deliveries. The rest of our staff trickles in all morning, and we're all there pretty early. And so we cook the first round of lunch, which handles our homebound clients. We deliver to approximately 100 homebound clients a day. And there's 3 routes, plus we take lunches to the MCII, the Sheltered Workshop. We handle their lunches every day as well. And so about 9 o'clock, we huddle. At 9:15, we start packing meals. By 9:30, those meals are being loaded into cars and delivered around town. It takes about 2 hours for all of those routes to be completed and come back. By that time, as soon as we get the cars loaded, we start cooking round 2 of lunch. And that is cooked between that time and 11 o'clock when we serve. And at probably about 10, people start coming in wanting the coffee and the cookies, because we always have a sweet treat of some kind by 10 o'clock set up along when the coffee's made and hot. And we have good coffee, by the way. We have really good coffee. So, and none of that costs anything. You just come in, enjoy some cookies, some coffee, and some fellowship, have some fun with friends, conversation, play a hand of cards, whatever you want to do. And then at 11, we serve lunch until 12:30. And at 12:30, seniors are generally early. So they're early part, the 11 o'clock is the really, really busy part of our lunchtime. If you come in between 12 and 12:30, there's a lot less people.
Right.
But the food's still good. So, but in any event, by 12:30, we pretty much wrap up. We clean until 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock is when the staff leaves. I'm the only one there until 3. The rest of them are gone by 2, and we do it all again the next day. And it is a wonderful, rewarding, incredible job that we all get to do. And I'm very blessed that my staff sees that and feels that, and it's more than just a job to them.
I want you to mention this during our interview, because I didn't realize this. The senior center, you have rooms that are available for rental to the public.
That's correct. It's one of the ways that we raise money to help pay the bills and continue to feed people, whether they can pay or not, is we rent our facility on the weekends. And we are actually probably the cheapest rental in the area. And it's a big room, and it's a really nice room. So our dining room is available for rental Saturdays and Sundays. It's $150 for half a day, which can be either from when the sun comes up until noon or noon until the sun goes down, whatever you want it to be. But you either have the AM or the PM for $150, or you can get the whole day for $250. And then we do ask for a $50 damage deposit that's refundable. If you don't wreck the place, you'll get your $50 back.
What do people typically do whenever they reserve this? Is we're beginning like kids' birthday parties,
yes,
family reunions?
All of the above. Kids' birthday parties, baby showers, family reunions. We have one family that has rented our place on Christmas Day for their family Christmas every year since, the coming of Jesus, I think. It's been forever. So they do all kinds of celebrations there, and they can decorate how they want. They're not allowed to cook in our kitchen, but they can bring food in. We don't try to sell them anything. We just rent the room and appreciate the support.
Before we let you go, you touched on this a little bit earlier on, but a rising cost of food just since you've been there. Give us a few numbers there.
Absolutely. Well, I've been there 4.5 years, and that time has flown by. But I'll tell you, the biggest significant change that I have seen since I've been there is food costs. When I started, our food costs were roughly $2,500 a week. And I thought, wow, that's a lot of money for food. Goodness sake, that's insane. Well, we're over $5,000 at this point. Now our numbers are up, but also the cost of food is up. I mean, when we were paying for kettle beef, when I started, we would pay $4 a pound for the beef, and we're paying $9 a pound now, which is an entirely different thing when you look at it. So the food costs are way up. And not only is that affecting us, but it affects our seniors too, because while our costs have doubled, so have theirs. They used to go to Aldi and spend $30 a week, and now they're having to spend $60 a week, and they don't have that. So if they spend $60 a week at Aldi, then coming into the senior center is their best choice for lunch, because they don't have to pay for their lunch. We serve seniors 60 and older regardless of their ability to pay. We ask them to contribute to the cost of the lunch if they can, but we don't keep track of that. We don't keep records. We don't pay attention to who pays and who doesn't pay. It's put in a box so we don't see it. And so when they've spent too much at Aldi, and that's easy to do anymore, when you go to the grocery store, things are just more than they used to be. They just don't have to come in and pay us. And so a lot of them don't. And that's why we do fundraisers like this kettle beef dinner, because we've got to raise the money to just continue to feed folks the very best we can.
What is the suggested amount, and I guess what does someone under 60 pay if they'd like to come eat?
Sure. Suggested contribution towards the cost of your meal for a senior is $4 a piece, which is a great deal. I'm going to take your $4 to a fast food joint and tell me how it goes for you. But if you're you can come in if you're under 60. It's not a problem at all. In fact, our seniors love to bring their grandkids and so on into the center, and we love to feed them. We love to see them. But they are required to pay for their meal, and it's $6 a piece.
Not only does Ursula talk the talk, she walks the walk, and so does her husband, Steve. You have put that boy to work since he retired.
Yes, he retired. I said, how does it feel to work for free now that you're retired? He is a great sport, and he has really dove into this volunteering at the senior center thing, and we're so thankful for him. Everybody knows he was not volunteered, he was voluntold, but all of us tell him he's a great sport, and we're so thankful for him.
It all works out.
Yes.
Okay, so if people are interested in reserving the facility for a big party, because I think you're going to get a lot of traffic on this. I had no idea you could do that.
Oh, yeah.
If they want to get these advance tickets, they want to volunteer to deliver meals like Mark Toti, or help out in the kitchen. How do they get in touch with you? How do they go about it?
The best thing to do, first of all, is to give us a call at 573-756-1376. We have a Facebook page also. If you look for Farmington Oaks Senior Center, our menu, our activities, everything that's going on is posted every single day on that Facebook page. So it's a great way to get in touch with us. You can message us through that page. But give us a call. We'd love to talk to you about whatever interests you. And we'd love to welcome you to the center. We're always happy to have a new face in the place. And I think last month we had 48 new clients who signed up with us. So we'd love to come in. Let one of them be you this month.
Saturday, September 7th, 4 to 7, dine in or carry out a delicious kettle beef dinner at the Farmington Senior Center on Wallace Road. Ursula, thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate you having us.
And give our best to Steve, too.
Will do. He's building a cabinet for us as we speak.
Yeah, we know where to find him this morning.
There you go. Ursula Warren, Farmington Senior Center Director. Again, don't forget about that event coming up on Saturday, September 7th, that kettle beef dinner from 4 to 7 at the facility on Wallace Road behind the old Mineral Area Regional Medical Center. Ursula has been our guest here now on the Parkland Podcast.
Let's talk about First State Community Bank. They have those 3 Farmington locations, and they have the online banking, the business checking. I rolled into the downtown location the other day. I needed to make a deposit, and I freaked out for a second because I was looking down, and I'd sent my check through, and I hear the voice say, hello, and then I turn around, and there's like their face on the screen, and I remember going like, whoa, oh, I'm sorry, and I felt so bad, I didn't want the lady to think like I was, repulsed by her looks. I was just shocked that she came on the screen, but they're doing that kind of technology through the drive-through. Hard to believe what other technology they have working up for you on the other side of things.
That's great, because I noticed that at the drive-thru a couple of weeks ago, and it took me by surprise, too. But I said it before, I'll say it again. It's like the TV show Cheers, and you're Norm when you walk in. Now, they're not going to give you a beer or anything, but if they know you, they're going to call you by name, and I absolutely love it. They'll stop, they'll shake your hand, they'll talk to you, they'll ask about you, your family, how things are going. It's that kind of personal one-on-one touch that really sets them apart. That's why they've got the community in First State Community Bank.
Success starts here. Member FDIC, online at fscb.com. Discover Farmington is more than you ever imagined. Their website is discoverfarmingtonmo.com. What a great resource that we use to find out about stuff happening in the area. And Mark, it's in the name, it's Discover Farmington, but you've made this point very eloquently before. It's more than just Farmington.
When folks come into this area to shop, to play, to eat, to spend the night, they're not just going to come to Farmington. They're going to go to Park Hills and check out some of those new restaurants. They'll be in Bon Terre at Hub's Pub. They'll be at some of the wineries. They'll be everywhere. And they're going to find out about things through Discover Farmington. And I know they want us to remind everybody about Blues, Brews, and Barbecue coming up on the 20th and 21st. There will be people coming from throughout the Midwest to be a part of Blues, Brews, and Barbecue. And I know Kristen also wanted me to remind folks about their big Roaring Twenties celebration coming up in October at Long Memorial Hall in Farmington, celebrating 100 years of Long Memorial Hall.
Oh, that's going to be neat. So you find out about these events and so many others by going to that website. Again, it's discoverfarmingtonmo.com. And don't forget about Blues, Brews, and Barbecue, September 20th and 21st in downtown Farmington. Time to get sporty on the Parkland Podcast. And first off, congratulations to our local Babe Ruth teams representing the area in the World Series, as well as the Midwest Plains champs that also were quite victorious. So congratulations to them. Looks like you had a great time playing teams from not just around the states, but around the world, and representing the mineral area representing the mineral area well everywhere you went. Okay, let's talk about a new rule involving Missouri high school basketball. Mark Toti, did you ever think you would see a time when the shot clock was implemented into high school basketball?
Well, let's just put it this way. I know there were a bunch of games I broadcast where I wish there would have been a shot clock in effect. I can tell you that. So I think that's good. I think it'll speed up the game, and I think it'll teach kids to play within a structure more.
I think so, too. This is an option for high schools now and is only allowed in tournaments and shootouts. Otherwise, you cannot use this for any regular season game. And one more caveat, too, the shot clock has to be permanently installed in the facility. So I don't know if we'll see this locally in our area, with the exception of maybe the Rotary shootout games at MAC, because that is all there. Everything works. So we might see that, but I don't think it's coming to the Central Christmas Tournament this year.
Not this year, but if they do it as a test run, that usually means That's a practice session for actually making it happen, just like in baseball when they did the pitch clock in the minor leagues before they brought it to the major league.
Yeah, I think so too. 35 seconds, by the way, is the shot clock time that will be implemented. Let's talk high school sports. Let's get a little more excited about it now as we are launching our very own sports live stream. We're going to call it Parkland Sports Live, and you'll be able to watch live high school football and basketball games this year on Facebook, on our Facebook page, and also on the Barnes YouTube channel where you watch our podcasts on YouTube. We're excited about this venture. Myself, Chad Speaker, former high school broadcaster for many, many years in the area, are teaming up along with some of our other broadcasting friends from the area. We can't get Mark Toti out past 7 o'clock, so we gave up on him. But we're going to bring a lot of experience to this venture, and we're real excited. We're going to kick things off with coverage of the opening game in Week 1, August 30th, with the Farmington Knights at the North County Raiders. Mark, that's always a big game, and some big fundraisers happening that day, too.
There are some big fundraisers going on, including the Bryant Restoration Tailgating Fundraiser for Farmington CTA Cares and the North County Backpack Program, and the pregame presented by Unico Bank, Midwest Cajun Company, Save a Lot, First Aid Community Bank, all making donations. I think it's wonderful anytime you can use something as popular as high school football to help kids in need. And that's just one of a number of games. We've got some teams making some long trips. Central on the way to Owensville for Week 1. Fredericktown playing at Perryville. And Valley Catholic on the road at Monroe City. I had a gal come up who's a big St. John Public fan, and she wanted me to make a guess as to how Valley Catholic was going to do this year. And I said, well... Past success does not bode well does not always indicate future success. But if I had to go out on a limb, I'd say Valley's going to be pretty good this year.
I agree. Also, St. Genevieve's at St. Vincent that night, and Potosi hosting St. Clair. And again, keep an eye on our Facebook page for more information about our Parkland Sports Live broadcast coming to you, debuting on August 30th.
And now for our St. Louis Cardinals segment. All right, that's going to wrap up sports right there.
Heimberger Construction has been in business since 1978, and they are so good at what they do. You can see the work at heimbergerconstruction.com. What a great website. And Mark, a lot of their success revolves around the Butler buildings that they use.
Those are basically the best metal building systems in the market, the only buildings that have a pre-punched roof system and standard 360-degree roof seam for their standing seam roof. And you also get the expertise of Jenny Heimberger. I've seen this girl. I've known Jenny for a long time, and I have seen her in action dealing with customers, and it's amazing the attention she pays to detail, and that shows up in the many different buildings, not just in this area, but throughout the Midwest that they've helped put together.
Locally, Griffin Automotive, beautiful building in Bonne Terre. They did the Paramel glass expansion where they basically doubled the size of the glass factory. That's the new part that they built there in Park Hills. Crown Valley Winery, that place is so beautiful. What a great job they did there. And the veterinary clinic of the mineral area in Farmington. And it's not just local. They've done stuff everywhere.
And by the way, they also help put in an elephant house at Grant's Farm in St. Louis. If you're going to make elephants happy, you got to know what you're doing.
HeimbergerConstruction.com, the website, 573-431-4387. Check them out today. Heimberger Construction, proud sponsor of the Parkland Podcast.
Imagine a home where every season feels just right. At Nicholson Heating and Air in Farmington, we turn that dream into your everyday reality. From frosty winters to sizzling summers, our expert team ensures your home stays perfect. Plus, with our easy financing options, comfort is more affordable than ever. Don't wait. Visit callnicholson.com or stop by our Farmington location today. Nicholson Heating and Air, where your comfort is our command.
Let's move on to our music recommendations. Mark Toti, give me a cool song recommendation. What's on your mind today?
Oh, my gosh. My cool song comes from the Rolling Stones and their Sticky Fingers. album, which includes the #1 hit Brown Sugar, but that's not my cool song. The cool song is Can't You Hear Me Knocking, Banging Down the Street. Great song. Anytime you got Mick Jagger singing and Keith Richards playing guitar, you can't go wrong. The interesting thing about that album, I don't know if re-releases of it did it, but when you bought that album in the early 70s, which is what I did, there is actually a picture of a guy wearing a pair of blue jeans, and there's a zipper on the album. And so it's an actual zipper, and when you take down the zipper, well, there's exactly there's a guy's underwear in there.
Jagger's underwear.
Yeah, it didn't say whose it was, but that's all. I saw that and I'm like, ooh, I'm sorry. It's like I was in the men's dressing room and I opened the wrong curtain there. Oh my gosh. But anyway, great album.
Oh yeah.
Great album. And that is a very underrated Rolling Stones song, Can't You Hear Me Knocking? This album is awesome. Warren Zevon, Stand in the Fire. It has great songs like the title track. Another song called Excitable Boy, a song I absolutely love. Lawyers, Guns, and Money. Poor, Poor, Pitiful Me, which a lot of folks have heard. But mostly the classic tune, Werewolves of London, is on this album, which features playing drums, Mick Fleetwood.
Oh.
And a couple of other people from Fleetwood Mac. This is a song that was also featured in the Tom Cruise movie, The Color of Money.
Huh.
When Tom Cruise was playing pool and in one of the dive bars, that song came on and he was just making trick shot after trick shot. A little trivia. Tom Cruise made all those shots. He practiced really hard. That was actually him making those pool shots.
Huh. I did not know that.
So there you go. Great album. Check it out sometime.
All right. So for my song of the week, golly, I'm going to go with my boy,
Jeopardy.
Mr. Weird Al Yankovic.
Jeopardy.
And on the 1983 album In 3D, he covered the great song Jeopardy by Greg Kihn, and then, of course, redid it as I Lost on Jeopardy.
All right. Do you remember what the song was originally called?
Our Love's in Jeopardy, right?
Our Love's in Jeopardy.
Our Love's in
from
Jeopardy,
Greg Kihn.
Baby. I'm getting off topic a little bit, but do you remember the Greg Kihn show that was on B104 for like about a year? And it was Greg Kihn, the guy from that song, and and he had a radio show, and it was okay. They played the standard classic rock. But one night I was listening to him tell a story about this Budweiser engagement that he played. And it was like him and the Stray Cats and Spuds MacKenzie.
Okay.
And so they played, people were kind of into it. The Stray Cats played. Everybody's like, cool. But then they brought out Spuds MacKenzie, and everybody went wild.
Spuds was a star back in the day.
Oh, yeah. And they, revealed him, and, it was Spuds and these two, hot ladies, scantily clad. And as soon as they revealed the dog, he took a giant number 2 on the stage, and everybody just went wild. So that was a great Greg Kihn story told by him. So I lost on Jeopardy courtesy of Weird Al Yankovic. How about an album? And this one was suggested to me by my father-in-law, Mr. Jim Whaley.
Great choice.
Yeah, I was about to say, Mark is like, yeah, right on. So this is Uriah Heep, Demons and Wizards. What a great album this is from 1972. Uriah Heep. What a great progressive rock band. The Wizard is the title track of this album, and Easy Livin', one of my favorite all-time rock and roll songs. I love the organ in that, just the rolls they do on that. What a great song. This does not include the signature tune from Uriah Heep, which, of course, is Stealin', but it definitely has the Easy Livin' on it and lots of other great tunes for you as well. Album of the week, Uriah Heep, Demons and Wizards.
I'll have to do a little more research, but for some reason I'm thinking one of the guys that played in Uriah Heep ended up living in St. Louis for a bunch of years.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm I think it was the keyboard player, but I'd have to do some research on that.
Okay, very good. That might be a future rock report there. So very, very cool. Those are our album and songs of the week. All right, so coming up next time we get together, we are going to preview the Deloge Labor Day picnic. We'll have some folks in from the chamber to talk about that. And then, really looking forward to this interview, Mark. One of your bestest workout buddies did something really special recently and just got back to the Farmington area.
Yeah, I can't wait to see Laura and find out how it was, her trip out west. We won't spoil it too much. Hopefully she'll bring her husband with her and her 2 boys, and we can get all their different perspectives on that. But we'll save that for next week.
And lots of pictures, too.
And lots of pictures.
Yeah. So there we go. That's coming up on episode 12 of the Parkland podcast. Until then, have a great week.